Hello, welcome. Hello, say hello. Welcome to Live Intuitive Guidance. I'm Laurie Marie. I'm excited to be here. I'm here Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Central Time. And basically how this works, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. Hello. And as soon as you've got questions or you want some support or you have anything you want to ask, like pop it in the little box with the question mark on it. That really helps me kind of keep track of, hello, mommy from Oregon, Sacramento, amazing. I'm in around Joshua Tree right now. So we're kind of neighbors. So say hello. Yes, drop your questions in. The sooner you get your questions in, the sooner we get rolling. And the sooner you get your questions answered. So, hello. So, for those of you who are maybe new here or are just joining, I'm Laurie Marie. I am an intuitive life coach and photographer. So the intuitive piece is, there's a little bit more to it. So what that means for me specifically is that I am a psychic medium. I also channel and I am an empath. So it's kind of a unique blend of many different gifts and talents. And so I'm here to be with you tonight and to serve you. And just to give you a little bit of understanding too, for mediumship, I don't get to choose who comes through. So I know, it's so hard sometimes to see people jump on here and be like, can you connect me to this person or that person or, and I so would love to do that. And it's not up to me. So trust in the timing, trust in the message, trust that you will get the answers you're looking for and the connections you're looking for when you are meant to get them. So, okay, let me see what we got here. Miss Marla would like a general reading. Okay. Marla, what's coming up for you? Interesting. So, I don't know if you're in school or you're considering school, but I feel like you're questioning if school is for you, right? If that's the path for you. And so I think it's really important that you sit with that and you really kind of explore what it is you're really wanting to do and what it is you're really, feeling called to do. Because I feel like your intuition, or I feel like you're kind of being guided in a different direction than what you maybe originally thought, or maybe that you had originally planned. So I feel like there's some questioning around school, whether that's you're already in school or that you're considering going to school. I feel like you're sitting in the question, and so I think the important piece about that is to really, sit with yourself and to see where you feel your heart is calling you towards. Because I don't think that the original plan I feel like it was more around an expectation. Oh, I'm expected to do this. I'm expected to go this route. Thank you for the hearts. I'm expected to do, what my parents say, what my teachers told me, what, et cetera, et cetera. And I feel like you're really struggling with that question. And so, I don't know if that resonates, but that's what was kind of coming through on that. So, I don't know. I didn't see, it's really hard for me to watch the comments and see if you're responding to me. Thank you so much. Or to see if you're here, because I'm also, when I channel, I'm looking over here. So it's hard to do both. But, I trust that resonates and that that's the message you needed to hear. So it's really about you being true to you and what feels right. Oh, you're here. Good. And what feels right to you, regardless if it makes other people upset. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. So trust whatever you're feeling is true for you. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Okay. So mommy made, mommy and maid, I think mommy and maid, that doesn't feel good. Oh, honey, you're not the maid. That's a whole conversation coming through for you. But as far as, and actually, you know what? Let's roll with this. Let's see where it goes. I find your username interesting, and I feel like, it's kind of a joke, right? But it's also, there's some truth there. And I feel like, here's what's really coming through. And I'm not necessarily seeing someone right now or picking up on someone, but this is definitely what's coming through for you. So I'm just going to share it. So here's the thing. You are not, yes, you may be a mom. Yes, you may, take care of the home, but you are not the maid. And I know you probably said that jokingly, right? But but there's some truth to that. And I think underneath that truth is also a little bit of pain or hurt around it. And it's this feeling of, I put everybody else before me. I put everyone else before me. When is it my turn? I feel like there's a hint of that in your experience. And so what I'm getting is that it's really important for you to take time for you too, right? It's important for you to carve out time for yourself and for you to give to you, because you're going to be so much better for everyone else around you when you do so. So I know that, your user handle is kind of a joke, but that is what was coming through around it, is that there's actually some truth there that that has just a slight bit of pain in that too, right? So it's really important for you to connect to and to give to yourself, because you are, I just feel like you're so generous and you're so loving and you're so kind and you're so just pouring onto everybody else all the time. But then when you're alone or when you're with your thoughts or you're with, just yourself, which doesn't happen very often, but when it does, there's this kind of longing for, what about me? If that makes sense. So I know that's not probably what you exactly along the lines of what you were really, looking, but I trust that that's what you were meant to get. So, yeah. Let me just say, yes, so true. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Where are we? Miss Chloe. Chloe, I just want to sing for some reason. And I don't sing. So I feel like you do though. And you're actually good at it. I feel like, oh, okay. I feel like you have this voice, and it's kind of the message that's coming through is that, it's like, girl, use that voice, right? It's like so good and so beautiful, but yet you're afraid to share it and to let it out and to let it shine and to let people hear you. It's like you have this beautiful bird, this beautiful gift that you keep locked up, and I see it like kind of like this beautiful bird, like just kept in a cage, and that bird is meant to fly, is meant to sing, is meant to explore. And so that's kind of the visual that I'm getting for you, is that, oh, there's a little floaty. Sorry, squirrel. So that's the visual for you, is like, let that part of you that is so beautiful and so gifted come out. Like, let her out. Like, let that part of you out. Let that part of you, it sounds kind of cliche and cheesy, but this is the word that's coming, so I'm just going to share it. Let that part of you soar, right? So, yeah, that's what's coming through on that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay. Okay. Spirituality, intuitive. Okay. I need guidance on my business, daycare, etc. I need guidance on my daycare, on my business, daycare, etc. Okay. On your business, I'm kind of guessing or feeling like your business is running a daycare. Is that right? Do I have that right? Am I understanding that? Or is it like about my business, daycare, comma, etc. Right? Like, okay, you have several daycares or several businesses or both? I'm just a little confused on which part you're wanting support with. I feel like you're saying you have multiple daycares. Is that correct? I just want to make sure I'm clear, so I'm clear. One daycare. Okay. Got it. So, okay, guidance on your daycare. Okay, this is gonna be a bit honest, but this is what's coming through. So I feel like at one point you did it to make money, right? I feel like you do like kids, but I feel like you also did it to, be able to support yourself and to let that be kind of the way that you support yourself. But I feel like there's a part of you that, that wants something else, that wants something different, that wants more. And so I think you're in the question because it's like, oh, but I started this, I did this. I feel like you were fairly successful at it. I feel like COVID definitely like put some, strain on that, of course. But I feel like now you're kind of in the question like, ooh, like, is this really the direction for me? Is this really where I want to go? Is this really for me? And so, I feel like you're wondering what's next for you. But the daycare is kind of that safety net, right? It's kind of the thing that's been there and that it's provided for you and it's what you know. And I feel like you have this desire to be a different type of entrepreneur. And interesting. Baking is coming up. So I don't know if you want to bake cakes or make cakes or get into like doing like cakes for people or like, yeah, cakes is what's coming up. But I feel like there's a passion there. There's a love there for it. But I think you're questioning like, can I do this? Will it be successful? Should I really do this? Is this the direction? Or is this just like a pipe dream hobby kind of thing, right? But I feel like you're being guided to that. Like that's kind of the next kind of step for you. And if that is, if that's resonating with you, like, I think it's really important to trust that, right? And here's the other piece to it. Know that it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You don't have to, I did it to keep my dad's dream alive. Ah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so you are living out someone else's dream. So that's beautiful and it's honorable, but it's not true and in alignment with you. And so it's always going to be something that you're you're questioning, right? And so, okay, so he passed. I'm sorry for your loss. But here's the thing. I feel like, yes, I feel like, part of why this particular topic is coming up is because, yes, this may have been his dream. Yes, he may even have told you, like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to carry on the family business, etc., right? But here's the thing, like, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind and in my heart that he would want you to do what feels true to you, because I feel like in real time, he was a bit stubborn, right? He maybe even was a Taurus. I don't know. But I feel like he was a bit stubborn, and I feel like he really wanted you to, to kind of do what he did, right? I just get kind of that, do what he did. And here's the thing, though. He has such a new view and outlook and understanding since his passing, that he really, it's now more so about, he wants you to do what makes you happy. He wants you to do the thing that feels right to you. And so know that you don't have to just jump ship right away, right? But it can be a transition. And it can be as I kind of maybe slow down in one area, I can kind of speed up in another area, and I can transition. And so I think that's the main kind of message for you, is that this is about you doing what is really true for you. Because here's the thing, when we do things that aren't in alignment with our soul's purpose, our soul's calling, right, with our soul's mission, we get depressed, we get angry, we get bitter, we get upset, we get sad, we get anxious, we get all these emotions, right? Whenever we are out of alignment with our soul's knowing, our soul's calling, our own path, right? When we're living based on the expectations of others, or what others think we should do, we are never happy, ever. And so our job, each and every one of our jobs, is to be exactly who we are and to do exactly what we feel called to do, regardless of what that looks like to other people. Even if they cannot, for the life of them, fathom what that looks like or how to do that. It is our job to be true to each and every one of us. So, I will leave you with that. Hello, welcome. Just saying hi to everybody here. Hello, welcome. Yes, the military. That's funny. Yeah, I was like, yeah, like, I just felt this like very like stern, kind of stubborn, kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, and Aries. Okay. Yeah. To me, like, I don't know. I associate, and I'm sending love to all Tauruses. It's not that, but I have a lot of male Tauruses in my life. And so I know how stubborn they could be. So that's what kind of came to me when I saw like the bull, like that stubborn bull. So not knocking Tauruses. I love my Tauruses too. But they can definitely be stubborn. Okay, so I'm going to send you with that. So be true to you, transition at your pace, whatever feels good to you, but know that you're heading in a new direction if you choose. Because here's the thing, we all have free will. So even if our soul is saying, yes, go there, do that, make cakes, do that, right? We still get to decide if we want to do that or not. And a lot of times when we don't, that's when we end up feeling a lot of the feelings we don't want to be feeling. It's because we're not honoring our intuitive yes, our knowing. So, okay. I feel so like 90s right now. I just got my like little jean jacket on. so funny. Okay. All right, Miss Marla, I got you. Let's see. Streetwalker on track. Okay, Streetwalker on track says, from what you see, am I on the right path? The funny thing is, I don't know if it's your user handle or if it's my imagination or guidance that I'm getting that's kind of telling me, it is kind of messing with my idea or my guidance here. Okay, so the right path. Let me just tune into that. Just gonna get this out of the way. Okay. So, first of all, are you still here? Let me know if you're still here. Because I want to make sure that when I'm doing these now, especially now that we're kind of rolling and we're kind of into it, I want to make sure that, obviously that I'm answering questions for people that are here. So let me know if you're here. Yes, you are. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. What is your actual name? Can I have your actual name? That might help me tune out the ideas that are coming that I'm not sure if I'm making them up or if they're because now it's like if I heard the word cat and then all of a sudden I'm trying to think of everything but cats, right? Okay. All right. And now I'm like, how do I pronounce your name? Okay. I'm going to roll with it. Let's see. Okay. Can I just call you Sam? I'm going to call you Sam right now. Just so I can tune in, okay? Sam is wondering if she is on the right path. Okay. I feel like the questioning is because you are feeling a bit lost. Sorry, my apologies. I feel like you're questioning because you are feeling a bit kind of I just get the sense of a little bit lost. Like, is this right for me? Do I do this? Should I be doing this? And here's the thing, that feeling of feeling lost, or that feeling of I don't really know, is this right? You're in the questioning. And the beautiful part about being in the questioning is that you're being redirected. You're being kind of, guided back to or getting in alignment with your path. And so it's a great place to be. I know sometimes it may not feel fun, but it is in fact a good place to be, because anytime we're experiencing contrast, anytime we're feeling like maybe we're a bit off, and what's happening is Spirit is trying to redirect you. So we feel emotions that we kind of label as negative, or we kind of look at as bad emotions, but no emotions are bad. Emotions are pretty much neutral, right? It's just a matter of contrast. Just like there's light and dark, we experience sadness and happiness. And when we do that, it's Spirit's way of saying okay, this doesn't feel like, when you feel like you feel like, oh, I'm really centered, I'm grounded, I'm here, I'm very present, right? That feeling versus when I'm feeling anything but, it's a sign to come back to yourself. It's a sign to come back to center. So I feel like right now you're getting you're in that questioning of, you're looking to come back to center, right? And what that looks like. And so I feel like for you right now, it's important to allow yourself to be where you are, to know that you can't get it wrong, right? Because every step you take, everything you experience is an opportunity, is a lesson for you to grow, for you to learn, for you to then make a new choice. And so you can't really get it wrong, so to speak. And so it's really important for you to at this time to really just keep taking one step at a time. Give yourself credit for what you're doing really well. And it's important not to be beating yourself up about the things you feel you're not doing so great. Okay? And instead look at it and say, like, what am I supposed to be learning here? Like, what's the lesson here? Because this goes for everybody. Like, no matter what, the lessons we have not yet learned will continue to repeat themselves until we get it. So if you find yourself in a relationship and you're dating the same kind of person and you're doing the same thing over and over again, but with a different face or a different person, like, that's what's going on. There's a lesson there that has not yet been learned and observed and then moved on from, because we keep playing out these patterns. Like, we all go through these different patterns. And so when we're not taking the lesson and making a new choice, the lesson will keep coming up and keep coming up. So know for you, Sam, that the lessons you're learning right now are for you to observe, to notice, right? To see what works for you and what does not serve you, and then make a new choice. So know that you're right on track, right? And you're coming back into alignment. And so take the knowledge that you're gaining from this experience and see how you want to do it different next time. See how you want to do it different. Because here's the thing. You have to remember, in any moment, you can do it a minute from now, you can do it a day from now. You can make, and you get to make, a new choice. Okay? So you can't really get it wrong. Where we go wrong is where we just continually beat ourselves up. And we continually just spiral into that pattern of like self-defeat or self-loathing or when we claim that victim archetype as this is me, that's when we continue to spiral. And so you don't have to wear that coat. Just observe what's happening. What have you learned from it? And how can you move forward in a powerful and empowering way? So I hope that helps. And I'm so sorry that I don't know how to pronounce your name. But know that I'm with you. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, where are we? So many questions. Okay. Irish Eyes. Hi there, wondering if you feel anything for me. I feel everything. Just kidding. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks, Sam. Okay, let's see. Irish Eyes, anything for you? Let me have a minute here. That's funny. There's like a real focus on your eyes. And here's the thing. I think why that is because I know it's in your username, but I'm also seeing like these really like green emeraldy eyes. And then I got, I heard like seer or seeker. And so I feel like you're really, I feel like you're always in search of knowledge. I feel like you're always seeking. You're always looking for more answers, for understanding, for, like greater wisdom. And I think part of your work here in this world is to be a healer of sorts. And I feel like you're like the way you express that is, I don't know why, for some reason, plants is coming to me. Like, I feel like you have this deep connection to nature and to plants and to things that are green. And so I feel like you will, or you have, or are doing, work with like healing through like herbs and through food and through, to like supporting others through their healing journey around food. And, I feel like it's been part of your journey too. And so if you haven't started this, all true. Okay, great. So have you started this? I don't know if you have started this, but I feel like if you haven't, it's time to start. Because I feel like it's time. You're being called to step forward and to use your voice, use your knowledge, use your wisdom to support others in healing their bodies and healing their relationship with food and with nature and with the land. And so that's a really big part of kind of how you're meant to serve and you're meant to give and you're meant to grow. And how you're, just how you're meant to do work in the world. So it's really important that you start doing that if you haven't already. And I know there can be fear that comes up around that, but here's the thing. You are a bird and you're putting your call out to other birds like you. And so don't worry about fear or judgment or the opinions of others. It's for you to show up, to share it, to be like, oh, thank you so much. To show up, to share, to give your gifts, and those who want it or those who resonate with it will come to you. Yeah. So it's like attracts like, right? Like there's a reason you're here today. And so like attracts like, and it's just your job to be you, to show up, to share your wisdom, your knowledge, your love, and trust that the right people will show up. And that's the thing. It's really about, anything to do with healing or business or entrepreneurship or any of it is about repelling or attracting, right? It's like when you can be, this is another piece to why it's so important to be authentic and true to you, because when you are true to you and you show up and you're being yourself, right? And you're just putting your vibe out into the world, it will attract people who are attracted to that. And anybody who isn't will not be. And so it's supposed to be, it's supposed to work that way. We're not meant to work with everyone, right? I mean, let's face it, there's like 8 billion people in the world. So it's so important that you only focus on being you and sharing what you have to offer, and know and trust that the people who are meant to receive your gifts and your medicine will receive it and get it. And that's beautiful and wonderful and okay. So yeah, that's what I got for you. Let's see. You are so welcome. Yeah, I get that. Like I, believe it or not, I spent the last 4 years working through that, like being seen and allow myself to just be myself and show up and share. And I don't know, recently around my birthday, I was like, I'm good. I'm just going to do it. We'll see what happens. And I let it be fun and I let it be easy, and everything exploded after that. And so, just know and trust that that is part of your journey. And part of the reason we experience certain things along our path is so we have a better understanding, because at one point someone's going to come to you and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to deal with XYZ. And you'll be like, oh, I've got you, because I've been there. I've done that. And I can hold your hand through that, right? So we go through things, we experience hardships, or we experience these difficult, blocks or things that are challenging to move through. So we have a better and deeper understanding and more compassion and love and empathy for people, so we can help support them through it. If we didn't know, if I wouldn't have gone through everything I've gone through in my life, I would not be here being able to support so many people. It just wouldn't happen. So, no, I've been through some shit. Sorry, kids, about the swearing. Yeah. Right. Yes. So own your gifts, show up, be seen, allow yourself to share, and trust that the right people will find you. And they're going to love you. They just will. Okay. Okay, I did that one. Okay, Nikki, picking up anything for you. You are so welcome. Okay. If you're new and you have questions, please put them in the Q box, and I'm going to try and get to as many as I can tonight in the allotted amount of time. Okay, Nikki, thank you so much. Nikki, what do I got for you? Nikki, you're a coffee lover, aren't you? No, I feel like, I don't know, I'm picking up a lot about coffee, and not just because your profile has coffee in it, but I don't know, do you work at like Starbucks or something? I feel like you're really friendly. I feel like you're really talkative, and I feel like you, I don't know, like you have a warm, welcoming presence, and people really, really like you, and really just love chatting with you. And I feel like that really fuels you. And so I think it's really important for you you're like what I call like a connector. And so, and not just in your job, but in your life. Like, oh, okay, you worked there 20 years ago. That's so funny. Yeah, I see you as like a connector, as a bonder, as there's some families, there's always like that one person. Like in my family, it was like my grandma. She was the glue, right? She was like the one that brought people together. I feel like you're the glue. You're the one that brings people together, that gets them talking, that gets them connecting, that gets them communicating. And I feel like it's something that if you're not doing currently, like you will be doing in the future. But on a mission based level, and so yeah, like in a service based level, I feel like you've got a specific cause that you feel really drawn to. For some reason, like kids is coming up, and I feel like you're gonna help bring people together if you're not already doing this, and you're going to be like, ooh, you're really good at this, and you're really good at that, and I know you would be great at this, and you're going to bring all these people together to really help this cause, like whatever it is. It's around kids. Like, I'm hearing like foster kids, like it's something with kids and like fostering or something like that, where like I don't know if it's like you collect things for foster kids and then you bring all these people together, and then you like hold these like events or these fundraisers or something. But it's something with like, I feel like kids and fostering and like bringing people together. And I feel like that is something that is very much going to be kind of, it's going to be kind of like your new focus, again, if you're not already doing this. And so I think it's really important for you to, look at who you know and who you can start bringing together and start working on this. I feel like I feel like it's always a good time to start something. So like, why not now? That's kind of what I'm hearing is like it's never too late to start something. So like, why wait? So I don't know. That's what came through for you. And, yeah, I don't know. Have a coffee on me? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Makes sense? Okay, good. Let's see here. Thank you for the question. Thank you. Okay, oh my gosh, there's so many questions. Where am I? Okay. HK079, right now I'm not picking up anybody specific. Like I said, with mediumship, it's like, I don't really get to decide who comes through or when. I I mean, I'm sure there's people here, like, I kind of see like a line of people, right? But like, here's the thing with mediumship. Some days when I'm doing them on the lives, first of all, I only try to do one or two on a live because they do take a lot out of me. And then secondly, I don't get to choose who comes through. But if someone is coming through, I will absolutely let you know, like, the details of who that is, and we can figure out like whose person they belong to. So yeah. So I just wanted to let you know that. Let's see. Lauren, any guidance for my relationship and life? Okay. What I heard is don't let your relationship be your life, meaning like don't let that be yeah, I understand, honey. I absolutely believe and trust that it will happen exactly when it's meant to. Okay. Okay. So around relationship and life. So, basically kind of where I was going, or what was coming through for this was like, don't like let your relationship be your entire life. Meaning like, don't lose yourself. I was getting a call. Don't let your relationship be your everything, and sway you from what you want to create and what you want to do. I've said this before too. It's like, when you're in love, you get in the love bubble and then you never want to leave. And it can kind of be all consuming and you stop talking to your friends and, like life just stops and that's it. It's important to watch that pattern, and then also to know that like, you will find your balance again. But just remember, don't abandon you too along the way. Like, it's really important that you don't abandon you. And then as far as your life path, oh, that's interesting. I heard something about clothing, like there's like something to do with clothing that comes up around you. So I don't know if you're like a designer or if you like clothing. Stylist comes up. So I don't know if that's something that you're interested in or you're into, but like, I feel like style, fashion, clothing, I feel like styling people, like helping people with their style, helping people know how to put clothes together. It's a really, it's such an interesting thing because it is such a expressive and also healing thing. One of the things that I personally do, because I actually, before I was a photographer, I did styling on models and things like that. Yeah, you're so welcome. And the way people express themselves or don't express themselves shows up in their closet. And so, I find like along my journey, it was like, if I was holding on to clothes that were too small or too big, it was like I wasn't honoring where I was. And so I had to decide that I wanted to honor who I was and honor where I was. And first of all, when we hold on to clothes that don't fit us or don't, maybe that we've had for 20 years, like, it's not necessarily who we are today. And so I think it's always a good idea to check in and see, like, every 6 months or a year, like, look in your closet. Like, does that represent who you are in this moment, who you are today? And so I feel like that's going to be a big part of work that you do. And it is kind of a healing modality in itself. It's like to help someone transform and to transform their look, their expression, the way that they dress. Can be really powerful. It can give them a lot of confidence and a lot of, it can give them a great self-esteem boost. It's a great way to start, right? If someone's not ready to do the deep inner work, like, that's a great place to start, is like how they dress their body. Yeah. Okay. You pulled yourself out of a corporate career and now you're looking to honor your creativity and healing. Aha, well, there's your answer. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be wrapped around like styling people, styling women. And here's the thing, I feel like the other piece to that, this is interesting, is it's going to be related to women who've been doing nothing but wearing like outfits for corporate, you know, who have been in the suit, who have been in the pantsuit, who have been in the, you know, taking them from corporate to casual, corporate to creative or whatever, right? That could even be a great a program, right? Corporate to creative or whatever, where you help them like connect back to who they are, because so many women, and I'm not saying all, but like so many people in corporate have lost a sense of who they are and lost a sense of like their own self-expression, because they've been so like, I have to dress a certain way, right? I have to show up a certain way. And so I see you like kind of coaching them, but also kind of supporting them in how to connect back to who they are and connect to their creativity. So that's super fun. Amazing. See, there's so many different ways that our modalities and the ways that we express in the world can show up. And so that's really awesome. Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay. I was like, where am I? Okay. Vanessa, hello. Oh, thanks for the heart. Is there anything I must hear? Feeling lost. Oh, first of all, Vanessa, let's sit up real tall together, okay? And everybody else can join too. Let's sit up real tall. I'm gonna fix my shirt. Go ahead and place your hands palm up into your lap. Just put them on your knees, put them on your lap. Just take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath together, okay? Let's take a collective breath. Go ahead and blow. Don't blow. Breathe. Let's breathe, okay? Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's do it again. In through the nose and out through the mouth. This time when we breathe, let's pull our shoulders up to our ears really tight, okay? In through the nose. Tight, 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 tight. All the stress, all the feelings that we don't want to feel, and all the feelings of feeling lost, and just let it all go, okay? Now, just notice how you feel. Maybe you're buzzing a little bit. Maybe you feel like, oh, I feel just a little bit more relaxed, or a little bit more calm, or a little bit more centered. Just notice how you feel. And then I want you to remember, Vanessa, and frankly this goes for everyone, that you are a soul having a human experience, and everything is okay. Everything. And in this moment right here, we are all together and we are all okay in this very moment, okay? So even if you're feeling lost, know that you are okay, okay? And then secondly, when we are feeling lost, it is a call to come back home to ourselves. It is a call to stop what we're doing, to stop continuing to move forward in a direction we don't really even know if we want to be going, right? It's like, I use this analogy. It's like if you were lost in the woods, right? You're not going to just keep walking and walking and walking. You're going to stop. You're going to recalibrate. You're going to look around. You're going to be like, where am I? Okay, where is the sun? Where is the moon? What am I feeling around me, right? And then you're going to recenter, and maybe you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to follow the sun, right? So anytime we're feeling lost, it's a call to come back home to yourself, to recalibrate, and to say, okay, now what I want to do. Now what's next for me. Which way do I go now? Okay, so this is just a call for you to come back home to yourself. Now, there's many ways you can do that. You can do that through the breath, like we just did. You can do that through play, like allowing yourself to play, to go have some fun, to journal, to take a walk in nature. Like, there's many ways you can come back to yourself. And once you do, you're going to feel better and you're going to have more clarity on what's next. And all you need to do, you don't need to know like how the whole thing looks. You don't have to know like what you've got to do 10 years from now. You just need to know that one next step. That's it. And you can get that answer by sitting with yourself. You can place your hands over your heart. You can breathe. And you can say, Spirit, God, Source, Universe, whatever you believe in, whatever resonates with you. What is my next step? And then allow the answer to come. And then take action on that answer. And maybe right now the answer is to rest. And maybe the answer next will be to call a person, call up a friend, because maybe there's a connection there for you. We're always being guided. We're always given the next step. But sometimes we're so busy and we fill our lives with stuff and with notifications and with everything else that we don't have, we don't give ourselves space and time to connect with ourselves and to spirit. And so it's important for you to give yourself that space. Okay? So that is what I have for you, darling. Okay, thanks. Okay, let's see. Where are we here? Okay. Mammy to Damien. Okay, anything for me health-wise? Struggling a lot. Well, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry to hear you're struggling. You are so welcome, Vanessa. And here's the thing about health, okay? A lot of times what happens is, well, there's a number of things that happen, okay? First off, sometimes some of us are meant to experience certain things along our journey so that we can, again, heal, come to the other side, and then help others with what we've struggled with. Secondly, sometimes things we've experienced like trauma, fear, things like that we experienced in childhood that have gone, unnoticed, or if we repress those feelings, creates a disease in the body. Disease, if you break down that word, means dis-ease in the body. And so what I'd recommend to you is, one, check out Louise Hay's book called Heal Your Life. It's a really powerful book. It's a channeled book on the spiritual ailments that are attached to physical pain. And so it's really interesting that you popped in today, because I felt like I was going to be sharing this story earlier today. So I'm having a moment of deja vu here. But I'm going to give you an example. So a few years ago, I think it was back in like 2014, I had a period of time where I couldn't walk for about 3-4 months on and off. I had the worst sciatica. It was running down basically from my butt all the way down to the left side of my leg. And so it made it very painful to walk. And I was having a lot of lower back issues. And here's what was interesting about that. And here's what was happening. I had a lot of money fears coming up. And the lower back pain is highly associated to, on a spiritual level, is highly related to money issues, money fears. And so it's that feeling of not being supported. And so I was experiencing that for a good 3-4 months, once I started looking at my money issues, once I started healing my money issues and strengthening my core, those things started to go away. So I recommend this book to you because based on whatever you're experiencing, I think you're going to find a lot of insight. And then also the mind is such a powerful thing, right? And it can be really difficult when we're struggling with physical ailments to not, feel that anger and the frustration and the bitterness and all these feelings, right? When you're not feeling good. But it's really important to, as much as you can, as difficult as it is, to start to imagine yourself well. Okay? And I know that may sound crazy, but give it a try, right? What do you got to lose? Start to imagine yourself as healthy, as well, as healed. Like, start seeing yourself that way, and start and definitely check out that book if it feels like it resonates, like, because you're going to be able to look up like what's happening. You can look up what is actually happening with you and what the spiritual meaning of it is. And then there's great mantras and intentions that you can use to help you keep that focus in the place of seeing yourself as well. And it's a really powerful book. And the other piece that I'm kind of getting for you is around, it's going to be really important for you to start making small changes to just feel better, right? Whether it be like for your mindset, as well as your overall health, right? Like drinking more water, eating foods that are more plant-based. I feel like you have a lot of, keep in mind, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical medium, but I feel like you have a lot of like inflammation. I feel like you're dealing with maybe even some like autoimmune disease. And so, the foods you eat, it's directly related to that. And then there's also like, I feel like there's emotional stuff going on too, that like maybe wasn't looked at or dealt with from childhood that are now kind of creating havoc in the body. So it's really important for you to start kind of looking at some of these things. And then I think you're going to start to find little by little, you're going to start feeling better. So, but know that I'm sending you so much love and healing. And I highly recommend you check out that book. So I hope you found that helpful. Okay, I'm going to do one more. And then, you know what? I'm going to try, let me see. I'm going to try screenshotting this. And if I didn't get to your question, definitely, obviously, come on back. And then, because I'm here Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Central Time. And then, what was I going to say? Or you can ask questions on my feed. That's another way you can get your question answered. I am also screenshotting your questions because then I will do my best to try and over time just kind of answer one by one via video. So, okay. I think this one, I just feel like I really need to answer this one. Okay. Okay. Sakura, is that how you say your name? I hope I say that right. Is saying, I'm scared to leave my boyfriend. I need guidance. Okay. This one's feeling a bit heavy for me. Okay. So here's the thing. It's important for you to first find some support, find some resources. So I don't know where you live, but, do what you can to find resources that can help you in leaving, and also that you have support, and that you're able to tap into those resources, because I feel like it's definitely time, right? But I feel like it's important that you kind of take a few steps first to ensure that you have the support you need. And what's more important is your safety. So if you're not feeling safe, whether it be emotionally or physically, see who you can stay with or see where you can go. Again, having some of these resources like that you can go to are important. So if you have those in your area, like see if you can access those, first, so you know where you can go that's going to be safe, a safe place for you. And I don't like how I'm feeling right now. And I feel like I'm picking up what you have experienced. And for that, I'm truly sorry. Yeah, I don't feel like he's a good person for you to be around. I feel like he's very toxic and maybe even very violent and definitely abusive. And so it's important for you to get out and to do it in a way that's safe for you. So, do you have family or support that you can reach out to and that you can go to? Let me know if you're still here. I don't know. Are you even still here? I'm not seeing you, so I'm not sure if you're still here, but I hope that you got this. Okay. Are you still here? I don't see your name pop up. Okay. Well, I'll just say that either way, this goes for anybody who's in a situation where you're not feeling safe. It's really important for you to create that safety for yourself. So get support, reach out to whoever you can that is a safe space for you and a place for you to be able to, even TikTok is there's a lot of great resources and a lot of experts in this area that you can go to as a resource to find out the best ways to, kind of the best steps to go to, remove yourself from a situation, from someone who's violent or abusive. And so I would suggest, doing the best you can to get some information, feel safe, set yourself up with support. But here's the thing, don't ever let money or the fear of I don't have money be the reason why you don't leave a situation like that. Because your life is more important and there's always going to be money. You will be supported either way. Somebody will show up, somebody will help you along the way. So there are many, many resources available to people all over the world. Not as accessible in some places, but it's important to kind of search for those and find those, and then create a plan. And the sooner the better. So I'm just going to leave that one there because I'm not really sure that they're still here. Okay, let's see once. Let's see. Marie, anything I need to know to get past depression? So I think there's a few things. I think it's important for you to honor your feelings, right? I know sometimes when we feel things, it's hard to not want to get frustrated or angry that we're feeling it. But the best way to allow it to move through you is to actually feel it. So, although you don't want to sit in that forever, right? Because that's when it can become really harmful. So sometimes I feel like it's important to, try as much as you can to connect to the things that really matter to you, that excite you, that are joyful. Even if you don't want to, start taking the action and then the feeling will come, right? at least when you're in that place. A lot of times, like, it's important to choose how we want to feel, because we can't let our emotions control us. But in the case of depression, I think that sometimes it's important to take the step to do the thing that you maybe don't want to do or don't feel like doing, even if it's something simple like making your bed, right? Like, and then give yourself credit for what you did do. And then I think the other piece, on a spiritual level, I feel like depression is kind of a sign that, like, we're not doing what we want to be doing and we're suppressing. You know, the word depression, I think of the word press, right? It's like we're being pressed. And so we're not, this is, you know, I feel like on a soul level, like, we're not doing the thing that we know is in our heart to do. And so we feel suppressed, we feel depressed. And so we felt pressured, you know, pressure. And so another way to kind of help support you move through that is to serve someone. Serve someone else. Serve someone who, you know, serve someone who has, who's having a harder time than you are. That immediately will shift you out of that state. And so it's important to, you know, to break patterns. And sometimes, I'm not saying always, but sometimes depression can be a pattern. Sadness can be a pattern. Anxiety can be a pattern. And we just get so used to feeling this feeling that we just assume that, oh, this is just the next part of this feeling, right? So sometimes you got to break the pattern by making a different choice, by getting out there, by serving, by helping someone else. That will shift you so quickly. If you go and you help kids with cancer, that's going to shift you out of that so fast, you won't even know what had happened, right? Or if you go work in a burn unit or somewhere where there's people that are really, really barely hanging on to life, you're going to have a whole new perspective on life. So it's important to take the action, even if you don't really want to, even if it's really, really difficult, and then give yourself so much credit that you did that, right? That you moved through that. And then the more you practice just shifting the energy or shifting that pattern, the less and less it'll happen. And when you are in service, you won't feel depressed because you are focused on something and someone else, right? It's like when we're feeling depression, when we're feeling, you know, sadness, it's like we're focused on what's happening with us, right? But if you shift that focus onto somebody else, someone else who's hurting or someone else who's struggling, like, you won't even be thinking about you. You want to be thinking about your problems because it'll seem like, and that's not to say, it's not to say that your feelings or what you're experiencing is not valid. Do not get that wrong, right? But it's to say that when your focus is no longer on how you're feeling and being in that state, you're going to be focused on what someone else is experiencing. You're not going to be thinking about how miserable or how awful you feel, because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need to, it's like, it's our automatic, like, we are built to serve. We are built to support people and help one another. Like, we truly are at the core of who we are. And so when you focus on helping someone else, it's that feel good feeling, right? It's why we like feel lost or feel depressed when we're not in service. Like, and we don't associate the two, right? We don't realize, like, oh, I'm feeling this way because I'm not serving in my purpose, or I'm not serving in the way that I want to be doing it, or I'm in a job that was an expectation of someone else's, right? And so when we're feeling suppressed or depressed, it's because we're not honoring that part of us that is just built to serve, that wants to be here and wants to support and wants to help. And so my question to you is, how can you honor what you feel called to do? Where are you not allowing yourself to be fully expressed? That's what's causing these feelings. So connect to that, and you will find that everything shifts for you. Okay? And And I know what it's like to be in that dark place. And remember that, I think of like whenever there's a crack, right? If you think of a cave is really dark, right? If no light can enter, you're super shy. I get that. I used to be really, believe it or not, I was really shy too. But if you practice just getting out of your comfort zone and you practice talking to people or connecting with people, and there's a lot of ways you can do that doesn't require you to have to like be super chatty, right? There's many ways you can support. I feel like you especially, it's not just about service to people, but I feel like you have a strong connection to like animals. And so I feel like you doing work with animals, whether it's volunteering or like, for some reason this is coming up, starting your own sanctuary. Maybe that's down the road. Maybe it's now. I don't know. But I feel like you have a deep understanding and connection to animals. I also feel like you're very empathic. And so sometimes what happens when people are empaths and they don't know how to deal with or understand or how to cope with those feelings, because empaths take on the feelings of other people and everything that's going on around them. And so it can be overwhelming and it can, yep, I had a feeling. And so when you don't know how to deal with that, that can leave you feeling depressed too. And then also have you dealing in ways that don't really serve you in different ways of coping. Like, for example, when I was in my 20s, I used alcohol, I used cigarettes, and I used food as a way to cope with all the feelings. I didn't know how to deal with being sensitive. I didn't know how to deal with being an empath. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't even know I was one. Like, all I knew was, I feel so much and I don't like how this feels and I don't know what to do with it. And then I would just like, overwhelmed empath. Yeah. And so I would just use these different things to cope, and it was not serving me to do so, but I didn't know any better and I didn't know what to do, So it's important to understand, like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing bad about you. And when you're an empath, it's actually a gift. But until you know how to navigate it and how to use it, it can feel like a curse, right? But here's the thing. You're not meant to take it on. You're not meant to wear it like a coat. You're meant to see it, observe it, and then help shift and transmute that energy into something that's actually of service. So I can see you working with animals, and I see you, working with some people, not a lot of people, but some people, and really kind of playing matchmaker of sorts. It's like, ooh, that person with that dog, or that person with that animal, or whatever, So I see you being like the matchmaker of animals, but also being able to understand and feel what's going on within the animal, believe it or not. Like, I feel like you have a gift. Part of the reason you're so shy and you're so like you go inward so much, right? And you can, because you're really good at listening. And that means you can listen on such a deep level that I believe that you can connect to and communicate with animals. So I feel like it's just part of your, babe, it's part of your gifts, okay? And so the reason you're feeling depressed, I feel like, is because you don't know how to navigate your gifts and you don't understand how to best use them in a way of serving people. And so if you just start taking those little steps to understand like what it means to be an empath, how to navigate your energy, how to navigate clear, and how to manage your energy, and then how to use it in a way that's actually like empowering and powerful, like, you're going to be golden. You're going to be like, this is amazing. Because it's like it's going to feel so good and so in alignment with what you're here to do. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the transformation I have made, right? Because it's going to be so like, this is everything that I've ever wanted, right? It like will give you the freedom to be like, I can just be me. I can be me with these animals and they love me. I don't have to talk to them all the time. And then I can also connect with other people when I feel like it. So I feel like it's both. So, yeah, like that's all that's going on. You know, a lot of things that we deal with, like anxiety and depression and things like that, I believe are spiritual gifts that just haven't, like, we don't know how to navigate them. That's really what I feel like it is. You do love animals, but never thought of, yeah. Oh yeah, it's part of your path. It's like the path. So again, you don't have to have it all figured out. Don't let that overwhelm you. Just ask, what is my next step? And I think part of your next step is just understanding more about who you are and how you work. Because I don't know if I ever completed this thought, so I'm just going to kind of wrap this up. Being an empath means you are witness to and understand the energy of what's happening around you. And then you can help be part of shifting that energy in a way that's actually of service. So whatever that looks like, if it's with people, if it's with dogs, if it's with whatever. Like when I was, I've been a photographer too for the last 14 years. And I'll give you an example of how I used my gifts. So yes, I use my intuitive gifts now to support people through, you're so welcome, to support people through transformation, right? Through healing and transformation. But when I was a photographer, oh, thank you so much. I worked with couples and I would photograph engagements and weddings, a cake too. Oh my gosh. It was my birthday in February. Thank you so much. Was I supposed to blow that out? But when I would work with couples, I would, you know, I could see like people get really nervous in front of the camera, right? And I could feel that. And I could feel like if someone's feeling really like awkward or uncomfortable. And what I was able to do was to notice that, right? To observe it, to say, okay, to myself, like I'm not having this conversation with them, but I would see them and I'd be like, okay, I see like he's feeling really awkward and I see she's like getting uncomfortable because he's feeling awkward or whatever. And so I would then use like humor, or I would find ways to get them moving or get them interacting in a way that was like playful and fun so that they could just be themselves and be natural and get out of their head and get into their body. So I used it as a way to get them out of their head, get them into their body so they were just being themselves. And I got the most bomb-ass photos because of it, because they weren't forced, they weren't posed, they weren't in their heads about, oh my gosh, you know, in third grade, like the teacher told me that this looked bad or whatever, right? I feel like everybody has like photography scars. And so I was able to transmute that energy of what they were experiencing by noticing it and then by helping shift it. And so it's such a powerful thing to be able to do and to help in that way. So know that it's not a curse. I know it can feel like it if you don't know how to navigate it, but it's actually a gift and it's going to be a big part of how you show up and serve. So, yay. Okay. I've got to wrap up. But thank you so much for being here. It's been such a pleasure. If you didn't get your question answered tonight, please come on back. I'll be here Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Central Time. The quicker you get in, the quicker you get your answer or your question in, the faster I can answer. And then, yes, thank you. You're so welcome. And then, yes, you're welcome. Thank you to all of you for being here tonight and for joining me. And again, you can also put your question in the Q&A box, like on my feed. I don't know, is that what they called it? I don't know what they call it on TikTok. Basically, like the whole grid with all the videos, like my feed, I guess. There's a Q&A box there too, so don't be afraid. You can always put your question there too, and I'll answer you with a video when I get to. And of course, if anybody is interested, just know that I'm working on all kinds of fun stuff coming up on courses for empaths and courses on or a membership on everything divine, like how to develop your intuition, how to ground, how to really anything to do with spirituality, like it's going to be pretty awesome. So I've got a lot of fun stuff coming your way. So I'll let you know more about that later. But yeah, just know it's been such an honor and a pleasure being here with you. And I trust that, wherever you are right now and whatever you're doing right now, it's all happening for you and it's all leading you to where you're meant to be. So I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here and good night. Yes, like how to empath 101. Exactly. Yes. Okay. Have a great night, everyone. Mwah.